thinking of starting your YouTube channel or your business idea or your diet or whatever major goal that you have set for yourself that you haven't started on yet, well, definitely stick around because I'll be going over 3 reasons why you should start, why starting is essential compared to overthinking and dwelling on what to do. And definitely stick around to the end because if there's at least one major takeaway that you can gather from this video, then great. One major takeaway that you can apply to your life that can help you get started if you haven't gotten started yet, it's gonna be a worthwhile investment of your time. All right, now let's get into the 3 reasons why starting is essential. Buckle up, because here we go. Reason number 1, action breeds clarity. There are a number of benefits to taking action, getting started. First of all, you gain insight and direction. For example, I started my YouTube channel with book summaries. I was already someone who read, self-improvement books, things like that, business books, because that has always piqued my interest. That is something I've always naturally done. So I figured, okay, I do want to start a YouTube channel. I want to be able to add value not only to myself, but to other people. But since I had absolutely no idea how I was going to add value to people or exactly which direction to take my channel, the very first step I knew is I just had to get started. And since I was already reading books, why don't I just create book summaries on the books that I'm doing? So that is exactly what I did. I started recording book summaries, taking notes on the books that I'm already reading. It further enhanced my knowledge of the books because I'm already taking additional notes. Plus then I'm speaking out what I'm learning, what I took notes on. So that further enhances that. So I learned through that, learned how to record and edit and everything like that. In addition to what I gathered from the books and what I learned from the books and what I was able to apply out in real life from what I learned from the books. And then I was able to share all that to others. And for those who find value in all that content there, then awesome, beautiful. That is what I hope for, that you can find at least one thing out of all those videos that I've done, then apply it in your own life and produce good results and experiment with what you've learned and gathered from those insights and apply what you're learning, because learning alone is not power, right? It's applied knowledge, which is power. So you've got to be courageous enough to step up and gather information on a particular topic and then take what resonates with you and apply it and experiment in the game of life. So the point of the story is that I got started with book summaries. I knew I wasn't going to do book summaries forever. I will probably do book summaries here and there in the future, but I knew I wasn't going to be doing them forever, right? But I knew that I at least had to get started because you can't steer a parked car. You can only steer a car that is in motion, that is moving. And so that's what I applied to my YouTube channel. I knew the best way for me to just get started without overthinking and staying motionless is I had to take what I was already doing, which was reading books, and then summarize them, vocalize them, record my vocalizations, and then offer that to the public. And by staying in consistent motion, that gave me some sense of direction as I continued in motion. Secondly, when you take action, when you get started, that allows you to see what is working and what is not working. If you haven't started and there's zero information for you to source from and see what works and what doesn't work and allow you to refine your process or improve something, then how are you going to improve it without having information or data to pull from? You have to get started. You have to have experiences gathered so that you can refer back to those sources and start seeing and asking yourself openly and being vulnerable of, okay, what worked here? What didn't work here? Having those reflective moments every single night, perhaps, or pick a day out of the week and that on one particular day, that is your reflective day, that your reflective period to reflect back and what worked this past week, what didn't work. And then what didn't work, you note those down and ask yourself, well, how can I improve upon this? Or what can I eliminate so that this coming week I'm going to be that much better. Or this is going to run that much smoother. So those are some reasons why action is critically important. But what about if you take absolutely no action, right? Well, that could lead to analysis paralysis, where you're stuck in indecision. This means nothing is getting accomplished. You're not moving forward. And is that going to be okay with you? At the end of your life, are you going to reflect back? Are you going to be one of those people who live in regret? Don't even entertain or play around with indecision, because that could easily ripple out to other areas of your life. And then you could be in analysis paralysis in multiple areas of your life, where indecision is now a habit. You've produced a habit that doesn't serve you, that doesn't make you into who you want to become or produce the results that you want out of your life. And that doesn't seem right, right? It's just, if you haven't thought about that, you should be thinking of that. Just don't give indecision your time of day. Don't give it your attention. Don't give it your focus. And if you catch yourself in indecision, remind yourself that, oh, what does serve me in this moment is action. So start problem solving and solution seeking of, now, how can I take action? What small action? Because it's just taking action. It doesn't matter how big or large the action is. It's at least taking an action step. So figure out, what action step am I willing to take right now? Or could I take right now? Could I be courageous enough to take that one step forward rather than settling in on indecision? Because you want to build the habit that serves you, which is taking action, being a problem solver, being a solution seeker, and thinking about the things that serve you and putting all your energy into things that serve you, going all in on the things that serve you. In this case, action, action, action. Reason number 2 of why getting started is essential. It builds momentum. Just as I touched on previously, one initial first small step allows you to start getting going, allows you to build momentum. Same as turning the car on and moving the car, backing up, or moving forward, depending on how you're parked in that parking spot, right? Allows you to then start figuring out, okay, now what do I do next? Okay, I turn the wheel so I can go left, or if I can go right. You can't figure out where you're headed, where you're going until you start moving. And you can't develop momentum to move forward until you're in motion. And it doesn't require you to go from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. You can go from 0 to 5, right? In 5 seconds, if you wish. That still is momentum, right? That will encourage you to continue pressing on the gas a little bit more, so you can get to your destination a little bit sooner than you expected. Another way to think about it is a locomotive, a train. It takes time for a train to get momentum to move forward. It goes chug, 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 until it builds up enough momentum so it can just be a speeding bullet, right? Additionally, momentum fosters motivation, while dwelling on ideas without any action drains your energy and your confidence. Why does it drain your energy? Because you're focusing on not getting started. You're focusing on the fear or whatever it is that is keeping you away from getting started. Whatever that might be for you, you're focusing on energy, and that all that energy is being focused like a laser on the thing that's not serving you. It drains your confidence. And why does it drain your confidence? Well, because you're saying that you're going to do and start something, but then you're not. So you're lying to yourself. So each time you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, well, that's a knock on your self-image, a knock on your self-esteem, a knock on your self-confidence, which means you're here. And then when you don't do it, you're here. You don't do it again, you're here. Don't do it again, you're here. You keep dropping and dropping and dropping to where your confidence is so low that it starts to affect other areas of your life. You never get started on the things you said you were going to do. You never produce the results in life that you want. And then you fall into possibly depression and ask and wonder and start pointing fingers and blaming and leading to all those negative things that aren't going to serve you, that aren't going to serve others, because it's going to affect others. Because as you know, when somebody is upset and they're around you, you can feel that, right? So ask yourself, do you want to subject others to that negative feeling? I hope not. So put your focus, your laser focus, on the thing that you want to achieve, that you want to accomplish. And it's going to take action. Focus on what result you want to produce in your life and focus on that. Figure out what action needs to happen and take place to produce the results that you want. And start taking action. Even if you've never done it before, you need to start gathering data, gathering experiences so that you can start improving yourself. As we all know, we've all started walking. We've all started learning how to swim. We've all started how to ride a bike. We've started somewhere, and we were never good at first, but we got good eventually. And that takes us right into reason number 3 of why getting started is essential, and that's because it reduces the fear of failure. Just as I touched on, progress is imperfect. It's not perfect at all. It takes time to develop yourself into who you want to become, to produce the results that you want to achieve. You're not going to be good at first. You're going to feel like you're not any good. But again, when that happens, when that thought creeps in of, I don't know if I'm any good, is that serving you? No, it's not serving you. It's leading you down a path of quitting, of not getting started again, of going back in reverse when you want to make progress toward the goals that you want to accomplish. So what is going to serve you? You got to start asking yourself then when that comes about, so you can pivot to something that does serve you. Focus your energy on what serves you, which is the understanding that progress is not perfect, it's imperfect, and that, yes, you're not good yet. That's the key word, yet. You're not good yet. But one day, I will be. I'm catching up to the person who I'm going to be in the future. You're running after the person who you're going to be. Each and every single step, every single action step forward is getting you closer to who you need to become to produce the results that you want. Dwelling and overthinking for too long and sitting in inaction, taking absolutely no action, just further amplifies the fear. And again, does that serve you? No, right? It leads to more negativity. It produces more negativity. It grows more negativity. Again, you've got to take a step back and ask yourself, is this something I should be afraid of? Naturally, our brains go to the negative because it's trying to protect us, right? Because our brains are still hardwired to protect us from immediate danger, as if we were, cavemen, cave women back in the day. So naturally, our minds, when it's faced with something we've never experienced before, or we have very little experience in, it will want to be afraid. But you can tell yourself, there's no reason to be afraid here, okay? There's no immediate danger. There's no true immediate danger. It's okay for us to move forward. When I say us, is you're having a conversation with your brain, with your mind of, calm down. Let's calm down a bit here. It's okay to move on, okay? We're going to take some action steps here, and I'm going to prove to you that it's going to be okay. So if you sit too long in inaction, it's going to just breed more and more fear. The fear is going to build up and build up and build up. That wall, that fog will get thicker and thicker and thicker. We don't want that to happen. So you've got to what? You've got to start now. You've got to take action now. You've got to start gaining experience. New experience is not bad. It's just neutral. It means you haven't experienced that something yet. So you've got to experience it. It gives you talking points with people as well. It allows you to better connect with a wide variety of people. The more things that you experience, the better. It's going to help you with job opportunities. It's going to help you with business opportunities. It's going to help you creating a YouTube channel. You've got to start to make progress. If I never started on book summaries, this YouTube channel would never have existed. For 2 years, I sat in indecision. I sat in overthinking. I felt like I had to figure everything out before I could get started. But that was not the case. All I had to do was get started. All I had to do was get some experience under my belt, right? That is what made the difference. I had to show myself that I could do this. And doing book summaries was my gateway into starting this channel. And I'm grateful for that. That was 2 years wasted. I could have started this 2 years ago if I just took action, but I didn't. But I'm grateful that I took action this year, because here I go. Now I got momentum. Now I'm moving forward. Now I'm able to twist and turn and adapt and figure things out and learn and grow and develop. And this is not the first thing I've overthought on. I've overthought on a whole lot of other things in the past that I wasted a year there or 2 years there, or whatever it was, until I finally started taking action. When I got fed up with the indecision, with the analysis paralysis. There was a pattern of reaching a breaking point of, I'm fed up with sitting in indecision. Now I'm ready to take action. But it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be the case for you. That doesn't have to be the case for you, right? It can be, no, I'm going to start taking action now. Hopefully you can learn from this experience. And hearing that I've gone through months, years in the past with other things other than this too, where I've just sat in indecision, analysis paralysis, just wasting time. And time is our most valuable asset. Time we can't collect back. Just know that action is so critically important. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay to look silly or feel awkward or whatever it may be. If you stay consistent, stay on the momentum path, you're going to get better. You're going to improve eventually. So if you had any one major takeaway from this video, please like, subscribe, share with somebody who you feel could benefit from this video, and maybe even comment below about the one thing that stood out to you the most. I would love to hear from you. And as always, be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. Serve yourself so that you can serve others, because community, people is where it's at. It's how we improve not only ourselves, but each other. And believe me, once you're giving and serving to others on a consistent basis, if you're looking for any sense of purpose or meaning to your life, that is where it's at. Giving, 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 giving. Until next time.